listening to the Gettin Salty Experience podcast.
Hi, and away we go.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight at the
Welcome
Gettin Salty
back.
Experience.
It's the hot soul of all podcasts. Tonight, we've got a nice Jewish family for you. Pete, tell them about it. Pete, welcome back to the...
I don't have
What do you
words
have,
for
an egg
this.
on your head? What do you have on your head?
What?
Ah.
Welcome to the kosher edition of Gettin Salty Experience. We got a good show for you tonight. All right, I can't do this. Okay.
Please, end this.
That was a bowl. The only thing I can find is a bowl.
What the hell's the matter with you?
Welcome back to the Gettin Salty Experience podcast. This is the only one that brings everything to you. The whole kitchen table right to you. We got some hard charges. I did not know. I've been getting text messages and whatnot all about the Hartford. A lot of guys saying that Hartford's the busiest department in Connecticut. Some of their companies can rival FDNY companies. Well, that remains to be seen. But we will talk to our guest tonight. It's a whole family, Pete. It's a whole family of firefighters.
Nice
the
people,
father,
man.
the
Nice.
father's brother, the sons, the two sons, the daughter, but the whole family, Pete. I
The
tell you.
Shapiros.
Should be a fun show, and there's a lot of these guys are hard charges. I don't know about the guy with the floppy hair, but we'll get to him, bro.
Hey,
He's
listen,
really like he's-
don't
got a lot
hate
of
on the
feathers.
good-looking kid with the hair. He's a
I
good-looking
have to.
kid. He's got the hair, so
A couple
what?
of feathers working.
Oh, my God, it's
Oh,
unbelievable.
He's all tatted up. He's all tatted up. But
You hate him because you
know
hate
what it
him.
is? Very true.
Are we phoning a friend?
We're going to phone a friend tonight, but we're going to get to that before we...
We are
We're going to get to that after we...
We should have.
we bring
We
the
should
Shapiros in.
have. We should
a
have
proper
a blessing.
blessing.
We
we
should.
should.
We have. Listen, we are going to the source of all sources.
Oh,
That's all I can tell you.
I know who that is.
That's
but
right.
You know what?
He
I
could.
will
He
tell you
might
a
be
little
a
about-
Salty Award winner. He might be.
He might be.
Another one. You never know.
Yes.
Depends how good
but
this blessing
listen,
is.
I run into these guys. Me and Louie run into these guys at the trade shows. What a great family! And I didn't know that. I looked at Lee's his timeline here. This guy's he's been around the block a few
itinerary,
times.
yeah.
He's been around the block a few times. You know. That's all I'm saying.
And he goes
man.
around with his own towel ladder. So I mean, he's got.
No, that's the son. The son's got
oh.
his own towel ladder.
The son's got his. Oh, wait, that's his own
So then
rig. I did not realize this.
No,
Oh,
he
yeah.
owns that. It's parked in his driveway.
Oh,
he
my
brings
God.
he drops his kid off at school.
What's wrong with you, fire nerds? What's the matter with you?
I would
you
love that.
You got to bring a power ladder home, huh?
Yeah.
God.
Whacker! Whacker! Well, happy Indigenous People Day.
What?
That's what we got.
Never heard of
that's
it.
right.
I
Happy
thought it was Columbus Day. Yes,
Yeah,
I thought it was Columbus Day. Yeah.
Columbus sailed the ocean blue. You know what I'm saying, Pete? The rest of that, you know,
1492, bro.
1492. Yes, that's what
Oh,
I'm
listen,
saying.
man, whatever, you know. It's all
Atlantic
good.
Scream, though.
Yeah, well, he shared the ocean blue in 1492. He discovered this country. So all you woke snowflake on you. That's what
Oh
I said.
my gosh.
Coming
Oh
out
my
hot tonight.
gosh.
Yeah. All right, Pete, do your thing.
All right. Well, now that we've gotten through that part of the show, let's get through this part of the show quickly. While it still lasts, while we still have a show.
Didn't we just have this conversation?
We
What?
did.
What
the show?
conversation?
I thought so too, Lou. I don't know. We try to tamper him down, and he just comes right out.
You know,
of the
you would
gate.
think that people out there, they would think that we just, letting them roll.
Don't talk to
No,
me?
We try and calm him down a little bit before, but that don't work.
And the
Nothing
more you
happens.
tell him, the more he's rebellious. He's like
No, I
a
agree.
16-year-old
Yeah, yeah.
kid.
Ask my mother.
Yeah.
The more somebody tells me I can't do something or I'll never achieve that, forget it. Yep.
You will
Uh-huh.
never achieve being more quiet on this show, Coobs.
Look
I
at
like
now
it.
we-
Look at
yeah,
that.
see?
Now we did it. Now we did it. All right. Moving
Never
on.
happened.
Guys, you know the deal. We bring you the best sponsors in the firefighting industry and in any industry if you want to actually advertise on the show. But tonight we bring you, as always, New Jersey Fire Equipment Company. Established in 1930 and under the current ownership since 1987, the New Jersey Fire Equipment Company handles a complete line of fire department equipment and supplies. Headquartered in Greenbrook, the company operates full 3M Scott service facilities in Ridgefield Park and Toms River, staffed by 10 fully authorized Scott certified technicians with a fleet of 6 fully equipped service vans. All New Jersey fire technicians and sales representatives are active or retired firefighters, officers or chief officers, career and volunteer. They understand the business and the importance of their work. New Jersey Fire has represented Scott since Earl Scott entered the SCBA business at the end of World War II. Among other leading manufacturers represented by New Jersey Fire are Globe and Firedex Turnout Gear, Mercedes Hose, Task Force Tips and Akron Brass, Hygenol, Firehooks, Arctic Compressors, MSA Carnes Helmets, ChemGuard Foam, Alkalite and Duo Safety Ladders, BA Face Shield Protectors, Truckman's Choice Saws, Grove's Gear Racks and Washer Dryers, Supervac Fans, RPI, Streamlight, and many others. A New Jersey incorporated and based company, sales and service are limited to the state of New Jersey. Find us now at www.njfe.com. That's www.njfe.com. All right.
Fantastic.
Very good. Shall
Lovely.
we bring the Shapiros in?
Don't we get a blessing, or are we gonna have them in first?
We're gonna have them in. We have to bless them, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. All right, so let's get them in here, bro. It's just like Family Feud. Let's get the family Shapiro in here, all the way from Hartford. There they are.
Look at poor Jordan. She's just like, what
like,
the
what am I
hell
doing
am I
with these
doing?
Regretting this.
No, she's not. We're gonna have fun. We got Quentin, the strong, silent type, on the right there. We got Ash on the left, the guy who we said he's an opera singer. Me. He sent in about 1,000 pictures of himself. And we got Quiet Jordan. We got Quiet Jordan back there, and then we got Old Man River.
The head honcho.
The head honcho.
All right, first things first, though. First things first. We got to
What's
get
that?
this. We got to knock this pledge out, and then we can bless
Do it.
the show tonight. All right, everybody, real quick, we're going to knock this out. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, you know we're the most patriotic podcast in the game. The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay.
Must be right here. Right here.
Every time you pulled the claw out.
I pulled
the matter with you?
Pulled the kangaroo hand out. Yep, I did.
Oh, God. All right. Disgusting. All right. You guys know we've gone into the vaults before on this show. Before we get to the Shapiro family, I think we need to do a proper Jewish blessing. So we're going to go into the vaults. We have to. Hold on a second. I'm calling my father-in-law.
Oh, I'm doing phone a Jew.
We're doing phone a Jew. Stand by. Hold on.
Should be good.
Hello.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Peter. How are you?
Doing good. You're live on the air, okay?
We love you.
everyone.
We love you, Steve.
You hear
Hey,
that?
Cameron, and hey, Lou. How you doing?
All right, so check it out, Dad. You know that we have a Jewish firefighting family on the show tonight. That never happened. So since you are the knower of all things Jewish, we thought we would have you give us the blessing tonight.
Oh, it'd be my pleasure.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, where is the other family? Are they on the air also?
They're on the air. I don't know if you can. They're going to be able to hear you. So let's do this blessing, Dad. We got to get this knocked out.
Let's all close our eyes, and I'd like to take this moment to bless this podcast and all its participants. May the light of the Almighty shine upon you. Let's all join in prayer now. Baruch atah Adonai, pray, ha, firefighters.
All right, we got it.
Okay.
Excellent.
And
Do I do an amen after that? What do I do?
safe.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, Dad. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Take
Steve,
care.
you're the
Enjoy.
best.
All right, love
Shalom.
you. Bye.
I'm sorry.
That's it.
I'll
Now we
take
can
that.
start the show.
Oh!
Hey, he's got the Manischewitz.
Hey, Manischewitz. Everyone have
but
Manischewitz
before-
on my
You
we
look
table.
funny on my
forgot-
table.
We forgot our word of the day, bro.
Oh man,
Holy Jesus!
I got it.
Jewish word, quick.
I
Do
already
it.
got it.
Oh, you did.
All right. Last but not least, the word of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. Hold on. Where is it? I have it in the list. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, the word of the day is shalom.
Bottoms up.
And we lost Coops. Perfect time. All right. Shapiro family, hello. How are you?
Good evening, sir.
Look, he's probably kicking his screen right now and kicking it. I'm kicking him out of the room. Good. Kick Coops. Yes, kick him out.
All right,
right.
so we'll start it off. So, Chief, when did you? Who's in your family that is on the job right now? Past, present, future.
Just my two boys. My brother was on the job 25 years. He retired a couple of years before I did. My wife's niece's husband was on the job for about 25, 30 years. He retired. But as far as the immediate family, it was just me in the beginning.
Is that how you? You grew up in Hartford. Is that where you grew up?
Well, I grew up in West Hartford, but I spent weekends with my grandmother and my aunt on Evergreen Avenue in Hartford. And their property, where they lived, their backyard butted up against, or actually faced, Engine 11 and Engine 12's Firehouse on Sisson Avenue. And back in the late 60s, early 70s, all you heard all day and all night was these guys going out the door for pull boxes or whatever. And I just picked up an interest in that. And then, it progressed from there.
Did you go to the Firehouse? Did you hang out at the Firehouse as a kid, or?
So there's a picture of me in an old fire truck when I was a kid in 1971. I was 5 years old that I sent you guys. My dad used to take me around every Saturday to all the different firehouses in the area and even out of the area and just visit and say hello and check out the apparatus and take a tour. And it just built my interest.
Now, he was on the job, or was he just?
No, my father was. He was not on a job. He was a World War II vet.
Oh, thank you for his service.
Amen,
brother.
A real hard-charging guy, and he knew what he was doing with me, and he just took me around. He understood that I had an interest in it. And
did you say Bronze Star?
Bronze Star, Purple Heart. I got it right hanging on the wall right here.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
He came over. He went through Normandy in November, and he got blown up late November, and spent a year and a half in the hospital.
Holy shit!
Came back.
Can you also tell us? Can you also tell us who's behind you there, just so we can intro everybody to the audience, especially Wake Up Quentin? I know who that is.
Actually, it's Junior.
Ash.
That's Quentin, Junior,
Hello, Quentin.
and my daughter Jordan.
Hi, Jordan.
Hi, Jordan.
All right, I think I got this photo of you as a kid. So hold on a sec. I think.
By the way, I missed the word of the day when my power went out. So could you
Shalom.
Shalom.
Is that
No,
you?
that's Ashley.
Okay, that is Ash. All right, I'm looking for this other photo.
Shalom.
You're a little kid there, huh?
Shalom to the Shapiro family.
All right.
Oy.
Your power went out, Kev? How nice.
Well, my
So your
generator
whole
kicked
family
on.
was in Hartford Fire Department?
Pardon?
Your whole family prior to you getting on was all in the Hartford Fire Department?
Well, yeah, my wife's niece's cousin, or my wife's niece's husband, he was on a job in Hartford, and then I came on a job, and the boys came on a job, and my brother came on a job. So it's all Hartford.
What's the neighborhood like there? What's the mix? What's the makeup of the neighborhood there? What was it like back then, and as compared to what it is right now?
Where my grandmother lived?
No, in Hartford in general. I mean, how big is the city?
The city is like 18.6 square miles, and it's a typical Northeast city. You know, you have a mix of different populations, and you know. So
you have your G-heado areas, and then you have your
you have your nice areas, and you have your downtown, and then you have your not so nice areas. I mean, it's a typical city.
Right. Now, when you guys went through your war years, was it about the same time as everybody else, say late 60s into early 80s, or what was the?
So I'm told from some of the old timers who came on long before I did that starting in 1968, Hartford had the riots from the Martin Luther King assassination. They had a riot every year for 4 years subsequent to that.
Wow.
So they were working. There was a lot of work in Hartford for a long time, late 60s, early 70s.
Was it occupied, or was a lot of places burnt out, like the Bronx, or was it?
Yeah, they were burnt out. They were deliberately burnt down and occupied. Then it started to become vacant, and let's burn that down.
So basically the
Is there
same.
still vacant work now there or no?
Yeah, there's still plenty of vacant work now.
Really?
Yeah, they're still burning stuff down.
That's
How big is the department, Lee?
Well, when I came on, it was supposedly 500, 400 plus, around 500. But now it's like, what, 380?
350, 380.
350,
Holy
380.
mackerel.
Yeah.
So to have your kid get on the job, I mean, that's a tough. It's got
Both
to be
kids.
tough. Yeah, I'm just Well, I'm just saying in general to follow in your footsteps. It's
Well,
not
what's
like there's
easy
a
for me to get
lot
on
of spots
either.
there. What's that?
I had a tough time trying to get on too. I mean, it wasn't exactly a cakewalk, but I persevered, and here I am.
Did you get on the first time that you took the test, or you had to take
Second class. Second class. Second class of the one test.
I have that right here in my handy dandy timeline. So did you go over his timeline, Roof? 88? Got on 88?
No, we just started talking about him. Why you get his family that was on the job prior to him.
Gotcha. Graduated June 22nd, 88. And assigned to Engine 2, Group 4. Now, was Engine 2 a busy place, a busy shop with a single engine?
It was the North End. It was a busy time back then. I was assigned to what they call a big house. They had a tower ladder, had a rescue company, and the engine company. I was assigned to the engine company, and then I would be detailed to the rescue or the truck, depending on who's not coming to work.
Right.
There that night. So it was the big house back in the late 80s, early 90s. It was a big, busy time.
It seems like every fire department has a big house, right? They got the big house of the Rockaways. They got the big house. We just heard that again somewhere else. I don't remember who said it. But how many rescues in Hartford? One rescue?
Well, at the time there were two, and in 1994, they closed one of the rescues, and they just have one now. So that's me at the.
Zoom that up, Pete. Where is he?
Right there.
Let's see if we can find him. I Spy Lee.
So we started with 25 and 11 graduated.
No shit.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Where is Lee? I don't even see him. Which one are you, Lee?
To the right of the emblem.
Yep.
In the back row?
Or the black dude.
Right here.
Between Cosgrove and Cornelius.
He's the black dude. Time changes a man in Hartford.
That was a long time ago. You can see by
Wow, look at that guy, bro.
long time ago.
So how'd you get to Engine 2? Did you use any hooks? Use the whole family thing?
No, you put it in Engine 2.
And you got Engine 2. All right, Ruff, you ask him. Ask him the question.
I know what question I'm going to ask him. Thank God those kids look like their mother. That's all I got to say.
Amen, Ruffy.
Well, there's some pictures of the old lady in there. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Go.
like you said, I married up, right?
Here she is.
I did too, bro.
She's absolutely beautiful. There you go.
That's a long time ago. So,
look at Jordan.
Like 3 or 4, and Ashley's 10 days old in that picture.
Oh my God, that's a great picture.
You know what?
10 days old.
Pete, zoom that in. I don't quite see the big hook nose yet. Maybe that grew later on, bro. What happened?
Extras in Star Wars.
10 days old, yeah.
I'm trying to get these boys mixed up a little bit. I'm trying to get them fired up a little, Lee. What do we got to do? We got a couple more shaloms or what?
That badge
Hey.
So, Chief, the question was going to be, how long did it take when you first got assigned to Engine 2? How long did it take when you first started working to get your first job?
It was, I think, the trick after I started the middle night, and the very next trick we had a job.
Wait, what'd you call it? A trick?
Yeah, we used to do 3 on 3 off. Rotating days and nights, 3 on 3 off. So 3 days you're off, 3 nights you're off.
Hat trick.
Oh, wow. I never heard that before.
My second trick, we caught a job.
That's
It
pretty
was a hell
cool.
of a job too. It's in the housing complex, and
How many guys ride on the rig there in the engine?
minimum 4.
So you got, well, that's more than most companies. We used to talk to how many guys that say they only got 2 in the front
3.
and 1 guy.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. So minimum 4, sometimes 5, depending on if the count is high or low. You could have 6.
Right.
It's
And that's the
generally
same now. That's the same now, right now.
was it
Still the
still
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
4?
And you have the pipe that night, or they don't give you the pipe yet?
No, I was on a plug that night. They don't give the new guy the pipe.
No.
No.
Where did we talked to a guy that? Where did we talk to a guy that they said they give him the pipe right away, right, Roof? Or they put a senior man behind the guy?
Most of the time, even for us, it depends. But you would probably get the nozzle early on. But the boss would probably say something like, "If I tell you,
Give it to
if
the
we
guy
got a good
behind you.
job,
give
yeah,
it to
you're going to get the backup." You know what I mean? You're not going to go in on.
Well,
you look at like a one-room job or something.
On the water first, and then they'll give you the pipe.
Right.
Yeah, I got you.
Water to the pump, then we'll move you up.
Each place is different, man.
Right.
Each firehouse is different in a city, right? So some firehouses would do that. Some firehouses would never do that. So
when you got on 88, that's pretty. I think they were riding the back step like 70s, early 80s. You weren't riding the back step back then, were you?
No, they got rid of that stuff. We were riding the side step. The jump seats.
Yeah.
This was before seatbelts.
And before bunker gear, so you had the pull-ups and the rubber coat.
Yeah. Yes.
So looking back now at that company, who were some of the guys that you remember who, you felt like they took you under their wing, or you looked up to, whether it was a boss, a senior man, any of those guys that you remember?
There's too many to mention. I was surrounded by a lot of great guys. That was when I got transferred to Ladder 6. That was a couple of years later. But when I first got to 2s, I was surrounded by some really hard charging guys, and they really showed me the way and how it's supposed to be, how it's done. Too many to mention, but it's just it's old school mentality. The guys were older, they were mostly veterans, and it was just an old school way of doing things. And that's where I learned it. That's where I learned the job, from the old guys.
Were those war guys? Were they from
Probably
Vietnam War?
Either Vietnam or Korean War guys, right?
Some of them for Korea. There were some older guys on the job, but yeah, that's where I picked up to learn the craft from those guys.
All right, let's get this out of the way because we got questions in there, and I got to know what the hell is this Hartford hook, bro?
So there's a tool that goes back probably 100 years that's been on the Hartford Fire Department. I think the tool was invented by Hartford and was created at our machine shop. And it's been on the apparatus for years and years and years, but slowly, because they break, they're disappearing. That's it right there. So Junior over here,
I sent you those pics, Pete.
Let's make a new model and bring it back and put it into service and see what we can do with it. And the rest is history. It's back in service in Hartford, and it's selling.
Wait a minute, time out. You're telling me that it was a tool that they used forever, and that guy over there sitting to your right, he brought it back?
Yeah.
That's the picture there. I actually found that online by searching there. I was trying to write the thing up this morning to put it on Facebook, like on the social media, and I found this picture of him, and it talked about in the article that he basically, they started, like he said, I guess it was phased out, and then he brought it back, but he made some adjustments to the hook. So
he monitored.
Go ahead, Ash, talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. When you got on, they didn't have these. They had regular hooks, and you knew about it from the past. So you said, let's bring back this tool. Or
when I got on, I wanted to use that because I had seen pictures of the old man here using it. So I was interested. So we didn't have any on the truck. I had to go to the machine shop and find out where they were hidden. And they were all broken. So one of the old officers dropped off a head of one and said, here, just make it work. So I put a new wood handle on it, cleaned it up, and put it in service. And this guy taught me how to use it, basically, and it works great. You just got to know how to use it. But
what's the differences, advantages, or whatever to a regular 6-foot hook?
Well, every hook has its upsides and downsides, right? So I always looked at the New York hook as it's a roof hook. It's great on a roof, but when you get to legacy construction inside, it kind of struggles with the buildings in Hartford with plaster and lath, and especially if you get one that has chicken wire and plaster and lath, because it just gets
true.
up.
That's true.
If I send a guy to the roof, go ahead, take a New York roof hook. But inside, I'll tell you what, as much as guys get pissed off looking at my my garden edging tool.
I thought it was an ice chopper.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, but it's very effective inside. Sheetrock, plaster, you name it, it works. You just have to know how to use it.
Pete,
Now,
where's that
is
picture?
it job wide now, Ash? Is everybody using them?
No,
You donated.
I donated 5 back to the city. So every truck company has one, and an Attack has a couple. Some guys are picking up on using it. Some guys they're not very keen on it because it looks so different. But
Some guy has his own personal hook that he brings.
Oh, that guy over there.
Buff.
Well, let me get this right. So one guy's got his own hook, and the other guy's got his own towel ladder sitting in his driveway. Is that what? I'm thinking that these guys might like the whole fire service, bro. I don't know. They might.
I think love is a better word. Probably.
I think love is a bit. Now, did your brother make that Hartford hook, bro? Or you made your own?
Ash made it.
Oh, so it was like a little gift. He gave you that. And
Yeah,
you tell guy.
one of my guys that I know at the machine shop, he's a very good welder. He's a Hartford guy too, and he makes them all for me. And I gave one to the kid here as an early Hanukkah gift.
Good for you. You should have given him a new tool every night. He would have what, six tools? Is that what? Eight, whatever.
Come on.
I'm sorry, I'm behind on my Jewish
Listen,
holiday.
Oi.
jokes I don't need.
Now,
So the city doesn't want to. The city doesn't want to go ahead and start that over again. Is that what's happening, or? So I found that was in one of the articles. You see
Right,
that?
so that's etched into
on
one of the
Firehouse.
firehouses. So
That's cool as shit, bro.
Yeah.
it's been around for a long time.
I'm
Wow.
surprised they wouldn't go back. Like to stock that. Like you said, change it. If it had its weaknesses on certain things, then
Well, all the guys that used to make it, they retired or they're since passed on. I mean, the last new ones that were made, I have no idea when they were made. The one I have in my own collection is probably 70 or 80 years old for all I know.
Wow, that's cool.
They used to cut them out with torches and grind them down to shape. And nowadays it's all CNC cut.
Now, do you sell it to any other departments? Like, do you manufacture these things as a business, or?
Yeah, it's part of one of the things we do with my business. And we've got probably about 100 hooks out in the wild right now.
Really? That's pretty cool. Who makes it for you?
Both wood and metal handle.
oh, nice. Quentin, do the guys if you're not working, do the guys use that? Or
I
it's
was
just
gonna
your
say you
personal-
probably leave and say, "Don't put your little grubby hands on my Hartford hook."
Pause on it.
I tell them if they can find a place to hide it when I come back and I can grab it, then go ahead. But they're too comfortable using the regular Halligan hook.
Yeah. Jordan,
Huh.
what do you use that for on the ambulance?
Jordan.
Guillotine or something? What do you
Wake
do?
up, honey. Come on. Get in the game here.
I was getting her up there.
Just poking at the
Are you
So,
tired of them talking fire stories or what? For Jordan, that's for Jordan.
What?
Are you tired of fire stories? Or I mean,
what?
do you hear them all the time when they get together or you go to
There's a
family
couple
functions?
pictures of Jordan when she was a kid. So one of them was with the ambulance, and one of them was, she's dressed up.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm used
But
to
I'll tell you what. First of all, let's do the. Here, this is the brother sister one.
There you
it.
go.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Wow,
There
nothing's
you go.
changed.
Wow, he was a cute kid. What the hell happened, bro?
Oh,
I don't know.
that's for another show.
That's a nice pic, bro.
So that on the left is Ashley's wife Kelly, and on the right is Jordan, and that's me in the middle.
God, that's you, the big guy.
And then
That's the one.
That's my daughter, Harlow. She's like 3 in that picture. She's almost 14 now.
Oh, my God.
I got one of those.
so it's got to be like you got to get an award in edgewise when you're at a dinner table with these guys, right?
She's the worst one out of all of us.
So the next one right there, that's the graduation when Quentin graduated from the academy.
Very nice.
It looks like a young buck there. It looks like he's got a regular haircut there too. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, he probably did. They didn't let him go to the academy with that mop on his head, bro.
The feathers.
So, Ashley, what made you want to get into the EMS side of it? And you had no interest in going over to the fire side? I'm Jordan. Sorry.
Jordan.
Yeah, tell
No,
them the story you told me the other day about.
Firefighting's not for me. When I was in high school, I didn't really hang out with like other high school kids. I would go hang out at the Firehouse when my dad was at Engine 10. I'd just tell my mom like, oh, I'm gonna go see Dad, and we'd hang out there till, late, and then she'd get mad because we were in the city late. But we'd do that, and then I would go ride along with him at work when I was allowed to.
And when I was detailed at District 2, you used to come with me in District 2.
I used to just go when I wasn't at work or in school. And
what did they call you at District 2?
When I did get started at Aetna, they would call me the Duchess of District 2.
Oh, I didn't know we had royalty here.
Chief cars. That's what we call them, District. Those are the chief cars. So she used to ride with me all the time when I was detailed at District 2. And they call her the Duchess of District 2.
Duchess of District 2.
I didn't have a scepter. I had a halberd.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how long have you been in EMT? How long are you riding the bus?
Almost 11 years now.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, she's in nursing school now.
I am in nursing school now.
You're making the progression to nurse.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys do the engines roll on medical calls too?
Yes.
Yeah, starting in I think it was 2000, around 2000, Hartford picked up the EMS calls. So our runs literally doubled overnight, and now we go on all EMS calls.
Now,
so
you guys
Jordan, are you in the Firehouse?
Okay.
Are you in the Firehouse, Jordan? Is our rig in the Firehouse? No.
No.
No, she works for a private company that has the contract for Hartford. So
I got you.
So you guys don't have buses in the firehouses like a lot of other places do in the country?
No, we don't have any buses. It's all just they send the engines, and then the engines are all tied up. They send the trucks to do EMS calls.
The trucks go on EMS calls?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You're trying to get that over in the FDNY, bro.
Otherwise, shaves his head.
The ambulance service, the private ambulance services come in and do the transport.
They do. So what level of the engines trained to?
EMR.
CFRD.
It's called EMR now. It used to be called MRT. Now it's EMR.
So that's what, one level below EMT?
That's exactly one step below EMT.
So basically the same as us, right? Rough is a CFR. Is that the same thing?
CFRD. You just use the defib, right? You don't administer any.
Well, we do the defib and we do Narcan.
Narcan, that's what we do. Yeah.
That's it. And then
that's what we do.
Do some of this and. Where's that ambulance? That's
how many partridges? Who gets there first most of the time? The firehouse gets there more quicker, right? Yeah, same with us.
You know what they do when they get there? They say shalom.
Shalom.
Hey.
Oh. How come I see Jordan and Quentin are dry over there? What? You're not partaking tonight in the fire?
Oh, I mentioned the shalom earlier. I just already had my drink.
Oh, refill that, man. Will you? Somebody refill that, man.
The playback.
So, Chief, the boys and your daughter, they were coming to the firehouse from the get-go. Well, everybody was always all in on that.
So if it wasn't one, it was at least two. Just about every weekend, they would come with me to the firehouse. Whether I was detailed to what we call the red car, which is the district car, which is the chief car. If I was detailed, or if I was working on my own company, Engine 10, one of them was with me for the weekend. For the Saturday. They bring their Xbox, they bring their homework, and they just hang out. And they hang out like they worked and lived there. And they just got used to being around the firefighters. And the next thing you know, she's riding the bus and he's taking a test. And first he was a cadet, and then he was taking a test, and then he became a cadet. And where is he? He took the test, and here we are.
What is cadet? What is that like?
So it's like a part-time job where you get hired. You have to take a test, and you get hired in the fire department, and they give you like menial tasks where you go out and you interact with the public, do a lot of public community interaction, smoke detectors and fire prevention. And you just get a taste for what the job is about. You don't actually go to fire.
I got you.
I mean, if they did go to fires, it was just to pick up hose, basically. But they didn't really get too close to the action. But it was just a job where it was like a precursor to getting on the department.
Did it give you any points on the test, or if you were?
Yeah, it gave them if they passed their exam, getting up to the initial recruit test,
right?
Put at the top of the list.
Oh, because some of them, might need a little help. You know what I mean?
What did your wife think of that? Yeah.
Ah.
What did your wife think of everybody heading that way.
Ruffy. What did they say? What did your wife think when they would go to the firehouse with you for like a whole weekend or something?
Well, she would go to work, so I took them with me, and she was thrilled. I mean, she was like, they know they're with me. She knows they're with me, and they get to do some cool things and hang around some cool people, and what's not to like? I mean, they're with me. They're with, they're safe with me.
Do you guys? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Was she nervous about them getting into the service? Into the fire service? Obviously, she was. I'm sure a little bit, but how did she feel overall? Everybody getting into the job.
Like any mother, she is concerned. She is nervous. And we don't talk about certain calls we went on because we don't talk about certain calls because we don't need to alarm her any more than she already is. A couple of times when I was assigned to Ladder 4, there was 3 distinct jobs that I went to that I almost didn't come back from, and she happened to be visiting me that night when I came back from one of the jobs, and I was all shook up a little bit, and she's like, "What's the matter?" I'm like, "Well, I almost bought it at this one." So she kind of stopped hanging around, stopped coming around for her own sanity. But she understands that, that it is what it is. And she knows that, what the job is about.
I think she was nervous for a bit at first when I came on, only because we used to text her. Say, call me when you get home, or text me when you make it to work, or let me know when you get to the first landing and you're putting your mask on.
Let me know when you turn your bottle on.
Make sure you do a right-hand search.
With you guys back there, Jordan and Ash and everybody, how were your memories as a kid going to the firehouse? What were your memories of that like? Were they fond memories? Is that like super inspirational for you? Do you think about it ever? But or is it more just like it was just something you did?
Quentin,
I think
you want to go first.
Sure. I think my favorite thing was getting to meet the crew and getting to kind of know them like a second family. We had a couple regulars over the years that I go set up my Xbox and play, and I get to shoot the shit with them every day.
Pete, you have a picture of Quentin?
Yeah, I sure do. Hold on a sec.
And then
I'm just trying to sort through all these Ash photos.
There's a lot of Ashley photos, so you got to make sure you get through them all, bro.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to make.
There he is.
Look at that guy
hanging out with me on a Saturday morning at Engine 10.
Looks happy.
Looks happy to be there.
I wasn't the only one there. There was another kid there that we would interact throughout the day at the bay floor. We'd find all the equipment that was put away or dated, wasn't used anymore. We just have our own little calls on the bay floor, and you get to see these guys go out in the real calls and act and like their personalities. They're like heroes with flair or character. It was nice.
There's another picture of Quentin in the back seat with one of the guys just hanging out. He was just one of the crew members. There he is. He was just one of the crew members.
That's great, man.
Just hanging out.
Working there, maybe.
That's it.
Is that something that you guys could pull off today in this climate?
They don't allow riders anymore.
No.
Nah.
Right.
Nope.
Right. So you guys were like the last of the Mohicans then.
So one of the bosses commented to me, one of the calls we went on, Quentin stuck his head out the window and he looked, and he saw Quentin sticking his head out, and he turns to me and he says, that kid comes to work more than some of the guys that work here.
Give him a vodka.
Yep.
Holy smokes.
If it wasn't Quentin, it was Ashley, and if it wasn't Ashley, it was Jordan.
Right.
Right.
Jordan,
now, let me ask you a question. Did you guys learn to like?
Hold on. Jordan, we didn't let the other two answer the question.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
Jordan,
You guys listening?
Memories of the firehouse.
I had good memories. I mean, we always saw interesting stuff. I mean, sometimes he would tell us not to get out of the truck because it was a little too interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of medical calls that I was told to stay in the truck.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I saw just enough to pique my interest without terrifying me and
damaging you for life.
Yeah.
That's funny because
she was riding with me in District 2 and she was sleeping in a chair in the office. She fell asleep. I didn't want to wake her. So about 2 a.m, the bell hit. And I come running downstairs. I look over in the office and she's knocked out. Oh my God, she's out. She ain't coming. And so she stayed. She slept.
Huh.
I know that's funny you say that because early on, I remember kids riding, kids riding on the rig with us. And a few times, we would have a job and it would look really good. And I remember the father saying to the kid, stay with the chauffeur, or stay on the rig, or, something very similar to that, just because he was going to be away for, at least, 20 minutes, a half hour, something at the job. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they pretty much had standing orders. Stay with the rig, stay with the car, stay with the driver, unless they call you over, because that was the safest place to be with the apparatus.
Yeah.
Actually, now you.
For me, it's similar to what my brother said. You get to interact with the crew, and I got to see firsthand what the old man did to, make a paycheck, and that was great to see. That took my interest a lot, and not because of the money. Anyway,
I love it.
It was good to see, what he did, because you really don't know what they do until you see what they do.
Yeah.
And getting to hang out with the crew. I mean, the guys I met when I first started riding, he's my officer right now. I've known the guy for 23 years because I started riding at a young age. And just seeing how they interact, how tight knit they were, and the antics too. Like they would, they'd pull you in, say, "Hey kid, watch something. Watch us do this. It's gonna be funny." Or look out that window in 5 minutes. They rope you in. It was just great. It was like being on vacation.
That's
cool. Here, kid. Here's $20. Go across the street and pick something up for us.
Yeah, that was a core memory.
Yeah.
Just saying, stories I heard.
You lost the sound.
Coobs, your sound is off.
Coobs. Your sound's off, Coobs.
Sorry.
It's killing me.
All right. So, Rufino, listen, I'm trying to be. Pete told me to be quiet. Did you not? Go fuck yourself.
I don't know what to tell you anymore.
Listen.
I have nothing left to say.
Ruffy knows this, so this is going to correlate to you guys. Ruffy knew my father because he basically grew up in my house. My father, I don't think I ever heard him say a curse in his life. He would say, instead of what the fuck's going on, he'd say, "Oh, what the deuce is going on?" He would say something, never curse. So one day he takes me to the firehouse. I'm in the firehouse, and actually I showed up at the firehouse. My mother said, because the firehouse was a couple blocks from the house, she goes, "Go get some ice. We had a party today up to the fire." I go up to the firehouse. My father's got his back to the apparatus floor, and he's facing the kitchen, and every word out of his mouth is "fucking fuck, motherfucker." Fuck,
oh my God!
I swear to God. So the guys in the kitchen are like,
"Oh."
So when you were with the kids in the firehouse, because you know what goes on in the firehouse, right? Did you have to censor yourself or curtail what was going on in the firehouse? Or
no. I often say I married a sailor who spent 20 years in a submarine. Out of her mouth, it's okay for me to come out of my mouth.
That's funny.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, she always just tell me, "Don't say that. Don't talk that way. Don't. You're gonna turn them bad. You're gonna make them bad." But
Mom and Dad have been spending the last 7 years trying to get me to cut back on swearing, and they're the ones who taught me the best.
It's all good. It's just language.
Listen, I say you don't want it to be every other word, but when you're telling a story, you throw an F-bomb in there right before a certain thing, it really makes the point stick. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's a little different when he says, like, "Go do your fucking homework."
My word.
But I'm saying, like, it's if he just said, "Go do your homework," you throw an F-bomb right in front of that, it really.
Well, hey, you know what? Maybe
he really means he wants me to go do my homework.
Maybe it was the fourth time he had to tell you to do the homework. So he was like, "Go do your fucking homework already."
Let's go. Never ended.
For 8 hours. First thing you hear, "Get in the fucking car, let's go."
Hey, like he says, could be worse.
Pete,
Could be worse.
Before we get too far along, because we mentioned, Ash being a super giant buff whacker. Pull up the picture of his towel that he's got parked in his driveway that he takes his kids to school in.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll have to find it. It's
we took the family out for a ride yesterday. The whole family went for a ride in the thing yesterday. We went pumpkin picking.
You went pumpkin picking in a
towel
ladder.
His kids, her kids, and the old lady went in a towel.
What's that like when you pull up? It's hard enough you can't find a spot. Those pumpkin patches. You're like, oh, my wife's like, "Can you get in there? Can you get in that spot?" I don't think I can get in there.
He made a spot.
He made a spot. Don't grow on trees. There's no point to set the stick up.
Dude, you know what? They pick pumpkins from the stick, bro. They put it into the patch, and they were like, "Come on, kids, get down. Oh, you can't make it? Rappel down. Come on, we'll pick some pumpkin. We'll haul you back up. Come on, kids."
I told him. I said he's becoming a menace to his town with that friggin' thing.
I mean,
does it spew like a black smoke out of it?
Oh yeah.
I remember that. It was
black
ridiculous.
cloud when they touch the gas pedal. Just
all the people pull up next to me. They're so happy. Oh my God, it's a fire truck. They're waving. They got their windows open. And I stomp on them.
Ashley, I used to be in the back. I'm sure your father would say this. I used to be in the back, and a car would pull up right alongside us with the window down, right? And I would like yell over. I would be like, "Roll your window up," and they'd be like, "What?" I'm like, "Roll your window up," and they're not paying attention. They can't get it. All of a sudden, all I would see is like teeth. There was nothing. You couldn't see anything.
They got
the whole car would fill up with
instant black
toxic.
lung.
Oh my God, it's incredible.
And you keep this in your driveway, right?
Pardon?
Is that in his driveway at home?
In his driveway.
Hold on, I got it.
Neighbors love you too, right? Yeah.
I had to talk to him first. Like, hope you guys are good with this thing.
Yeah, that was we dropped the girls off at school one day.
Yeah, that was the truck.
That's what he drops his kids off in school with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about your kids, guys? Do they have any interest in this stuff at all, or are they just like overwhelmed with it all?
Wait, no, don't tell them the story because I got something for the next Cocklofts. He sends me a picture. This is how sick this man is, bro. He sends me a picture of his daughters responding. He lights their playhouse on fire. And they got to put it out.
I'm done with these nerds.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
You guys got problems.
It's all in the family, bro.
We should send Magisterium over there. He could be like, you know what I mean?
Ash, what's the 190 stand for?
That was the numbers from the Jersey department we grabbed it from. When we drove down there to grab the truck, I figured they were going to strip the thing down, and they just said, "Here, take it. It's all yours."
Yeah, they literally took license plates, and that was the end of it. Take it away.
Let me ask you something. With this thing, what happens when, a tire goes or the oil needs to be changed? What are you doing?
Do it himself.
Just right off. It's all good.
Business. That's right. They got the capital business. We'll get into that a little later.
Yeah.
Pete, is that the only picture you sent, or there's more? I thought there was other pictures.
No, I got my kids in front of it. I got, of course, me, in the aerial in the bucket. So
I thought you had the one that parked in your driveway. Did you text me that one?
I thought I did.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere.
There's one it's literally parked in his driveway. I'm like, my neighbor puts a boat in his driveway. I'm like, that scumbag's got his boat in the driveway. Can you imagine you come home, this guy's got a towel ladder in your driveway?
And then he starts it up like every other day. And
there it is.
There it is in his driveway.
Yeah, but it's hidden. It's hidden next to the barn over there.
Yeah.
Good God.
I got a few odd looks.
Look, he's got the plates in the front there for the outriggers there, the tormentors. Holy shit!
Nice.
Look at this guy. Look at these kids. You don't think they're not pumped up?
What are you talking about, bro? You're already warping them. They're destined to be firemen, bro. Firefighters.
I'm all about it. I don't know if I want them to be, firefighters, but they're all about it. They love it.
Why wouldn't you want them to be?
Just because of the way the job.
The job's changing, kid. That's what he's gonna give me, right, bro? Everybody has said that over the last 50, 100 years. The job ain't what it used to be. Still the best job.
Wow, look at this in his front lawn. Look at that.
Yeah, in his front lawn, he's doing this.
Just give him some free work. Teach him how to punch a guy in the throat. We'll be all set.
You don't do any tree work?
Not yet. That guy's asking.
That's
Quentin,
great,
start
man.
a tree company. You know what I mean? You could, lease it off for cheap.
You make bucks.
We only use Hartford hooks to fell trees.
Nice.
Wait, do you have a name for her? Does this rig have a name?
They call it. My kids call it Big Red. So
Big Red.
All right.
There you go.
So we had one of those on a job years ago, and we used to call it the Tiny Tower. So I call it the Tiny Tower.
The Tiny Tower. All right.
Hey, we got like 700 fire picks. Start flipping through them.
Okay.
You know what I want to talk about? Because as we're in the pre-show, all three of them are telling stories about when they almost bit the big one. So let's go back and talk about. Well, first we'll talk about. Did you send pictures of?
This is Ash's near-death experience.
All right, let's talk about that one
Let's go
first.
with that.
So set it up, bro. You tell the story.
I was on ladder 3 for that. I was doing the punishment bit on truck 3. So
We won't talk about all that happened that way, but go ahead, John.
Yeah, spilled milk and all, right? So we responded to that. That was Bedford Street. We were the second due truck, so we were supposed to do a floor above or a topside vent. And when we got there, there was a company in the rear saying, we can hear a woman in the back. She's screaming. She's trapped inside. And we went back there. And we got to the rear door. There was a cop trying like hell to kick the door in to make entry, and you can hear the woman screaming in the back corner by the kitchen. So we popped the door, and about 5 of us went in. It was myself, Tim Mathis, Nelson Vieira, Dave Koreska, Ted Freeman. We all went in, and we found her. 2 went left, 2 went right, that kind of deal. We ended up just tripping and fell on top of her, but we all started grabbing her and pushing her out, and the room went from black to red instantly. There was no indication of it was going to flash. There was no other ghosting, any of that textbook shit that you hear about. It just went from heavy black smoke and a glow in the corner to red. And the guys that were outside said all we saw was a silhouette of a fireman that was on fire. And guys ended up bailing out through the door. One guy jumped over me and he slammed his head into the railing as hard as he could, just getting out of the building. 2 feet deeper into the building, we would have been roasted alive. And on the way out, my helmet got roasted. A guy's coat was destroyed. The grace of God, we were closer to the door. And
did you get the lady out too? Or you left her in there?
We got her out. It was an unfortunate circumstance.
Wow, look at that, man.
That was the helmet. That was the aftermath. Destroyed it. But
I hope you're still wearing it.
No, it's shot.
It's a helmet company.
You know how many guys have to put their helmet in the oven to make it look like that? Come on.
Look at
it's all learned, unfortunately. But we brought her out to the front, and I don't know why she never mentioned it, but her kid was still inside.
Holy Christ!
Shock. And when companies went back in after they knocked the fire down, they found her kid on her bed. She wasn't burned. She died from smoke inhalation. So it was interesting. It was kind of rough, and I didn't realize, because it is cliche to talk about stuff like this, like, you cheat to death, and, it's like the movies, but, you don't until you sit down and think about it. Because for me, it was, I didn't hit me hard until my old man said at the critique, we should have lost 4 guys. I'm like, oh Christ, this was actually for real.
Yeah.
Or I sat down the next morning like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And your father was the chief at that job, wasn't he?
I was the acting assistant chief. So I just came in after the fire was already in progress, and I came in and did that administrative stuff. But I really didn't have a hand in the actual fire. I kind of had to deal with the public and the administrative side of things. It was a mess.
Well, we say all the time, firemen get lucky, right? I mean, a lot of times, like, stories like that are all the time, right?
Yeah, that was my big wake-up call when, you can still have your fun on the job, but you do have to take the job very seriously,
Yeah.
I say it all the time, the job will humble you in a second.
Even when you know everything and you drill all the time, it's still nothing's a perfect science, right? Like you said, you didn't have any heat, you didn't have this, you didn't have, all of a sudden everything's orange and
no, it is a perfect combination of what could have gone wrong. There was oxygen bottles in there. She was a smoker. We had a moped tipped over, leaking gasoline. You had a room on fire. Christ, should have bought a lottery ticket after that one.
The old moped flipped over bleaking gasoline trick. Now, screw that shit. Wrap it up.
Lee, did you find out that he had to bail out, like it was a close call, or you didn't know that too much later?
Me?
Yeah.
I was pretty much standing there when he bailed out. I was standing right there when he came out the back. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? And this is what was told to me, this whole progression of how things went down. Yeah, so I have my own close calls too. And then
all right, so let's talk about your close call, bro, before you get to Quentin's. Yeah, we'll go to you.
The 3 that I know of, I almost bought the farm, or when I was assigned to Ladder 4 in the North End, there was 3 distinct fires that I almost bought the farm. One of them, my wife was visiting. We went on the fire. We came back and she was there, and she's like, "What's the matter with you?" I'm like, "Well, I almost didn't come back." Milford Street. There's a picture of the crew after Milford Street. That thing took off on us. It got away from us, and we got stuck upstairs. I think it was Magnolia Street. Same thing. We went in to do a search, came out. There was no more hallway. We had to make a decision. Which way do we go? And Sanford Street, we had a building collapse. It came down. I was in ladder 4's bucket and ladder 3's bucket. We were pounding it like this, and the thing came down on top of us. And pinned ladder 3 up against the building next door, and it was a big mess. And there was 3 close calls that I know of for sure. I'm sure there was more. I just wasn't aware. And then, unfortunately, I was a safety officer at a line of duty death back in 2014 as a chief officer. So those were the high points. The low points were going.
And then you retired right after that. Like, wrap it up.
I retired because they changed the contract. The contract was renewed, but it was different. They changed all the benefits and all the pay.
No, I'm just making fun.
Me and 250 other guys said, "See you later."
He followed the money.
Had to.
What? Say that again, Ash.
I had to retire because the benefit package changed. Payouts changed, but that's a different story.
All right, let's get into the last of the Mohicans over there, bro. What do you got?
Well, this is, by the way, his near death.
We're a lucky family, huh? Jesus.
Yeah, no kidding.
Definitely. So this was on Capitol Ave, right at the 1 year mark of my probation. So my probation basically just ended when I had this call. And it was a busy day that day, and we just rolled right into this fire. And there was a lot of moving parts, a lot happening very fast. And without getting too into the details of it, because I'll be a very critical person, we ended up in a hallway where the second I got into the landing and walked in, it was blacked out smoke, and I went to go wipe my face piece, and the smoke had basically ruined my face piece. It burned it. And we started going into this black hallway, and I started to see the flames roll over and go, "Hey, look, let's roll over." But immediately started to turn into flashover conditions, and our stairwell got eaten by fire. And my hook is, conducting all that heat onto my glove, and I'm going, "Oh, this is really hot. Oh, hey, look, we don't have an exit. Oh, hey, look, this might be bad." So I had a couple guys behind me. We were trying to do our best to find a way out. I had the can. I hit the fire the best I could with the can. Bought us literal seconds, and another crew happened to find us from another way in, shine their light, and we went down that stairwell. And all happened so fast. But it was the way my brother would describe it. It was basically pitch black smoke. You see licks of orange and red, and then suddenly it's just glowing red. And next thing you know, we're going back down. We get dumped out of the building, and I go, "Hey, okay, cool. That was fun. What's next?" And they're like, "You got to go to the hospital. You got burns on your ears." I'm like, No, I can go. Let's keep going. Demanded that I go to the hospital. So I spent the next hour in the hospital. Apparently, I had smoke inhalation and some sort of degree burns, crispiness in my ears and everything. It was a very fast moment, and my helmet went from shiny, glossy black to that charred, nice patina.
Nice patina. Nice.
And you went home, and the old man said, "You made me proud, kid. Nice burns on the ears.
Well,
good job."
The thing is, the next couple weeks, there was all the guys that came on with like, "Oh, I'm so jealous. You got the big one, this, and that." But it was luck. It was a lot of, "Oh, we got to pay attention. We got to take this job seriously. We got to be very cautious, and we have to stay calm." So that's the big.
You're in that same company now too?
They all were in Ladder 6. I'm looking at the timeline.
Yeah, Ladder 6 is probably the busiest truck company in the city.
So you went there, and then somehow mysteriously both your sons wound up there. That's amazing. What are the chances?
Jordan's not even on the job, and she's there.
Jordan, you want to talk about how you thump somebody at work?
I want to talk about that. Yeah,
Jordan.
Come on, Jordan. Tell us how you thump somebody at work.
No.
11 years in EMS is a long time, man.
Everything. I've seen everything. Nothing surprises me anymore.
Yeah, I understand that.
People don't like to wear pants. People fall down because they can't poop.
What's the wackiest thing you've seen, let's say, lately?
Lately? I don't know. I feel like they're all the same, really.
Did you ever have one that almost made you puke?
A lot of them, but for me, it's I don't know. It's got to be the perfect storm to get me there. But Luckily, I've only got
bro.
It's a lot of visual, a lot of smells, but
Smells.
I haven't had that exact right concoction to make me actually throw up yet. So
I bet you Roofy remembers ours. Do you remember the one that we had, Roof?
Where you almost puked on 69th Street?
Oh man, dude, we went to a car accident one time. These two Irish kids, poor kids, are coming flying up the street, and a taxi cab turns in front of them, and they hit the A post. And the one kid, how far did he fly, bro? He must have went
50, 100 feet.
100 feet. We get to him, his hand is hanging off, and he's just like moaning on the ground. So me and Roofy go over to the other kid. Swear to God, man. We're like, I think we got to get his helmet off him, right? So Roofy goes, turn him over. I'm like, all right. I turn him over, and he hit the B post. So this was split from here down, and when I rolled him over, everything fell out onto the street. I was like,
Did you ever see Predator when he gets like looks like corduroy? It looked like it was cauterized, like the whole rib cage, everything. Goose was like this. He starts like like doing this thing. I'm like, oh boy! I just rolled the guy back over because it just was done.
Yeah. 11
that sounds
years.
Horrible.
I can't imagine 11 years doing that.
The train jobs are the worst, though. Really, I mean, they're the worst. Car accidents are bad, but everything's bad. Like she said, everything's bad. It's all mishmashed into one big mess.
So we got young Ash over there. He actually made it to the rescue, but they don't call it rescue, right? What do you call it? TAC?
It's a tactical unit.
Oh, excuse me. I mean, when did that go from a rescue to a TAC? Well, what happened? You guys went out for a double latte espresso, and you said, let's make it a TAC unit. I don't know. What happened?
Would you get a Frappuccino over there? What's going on?
Yeah. T1.
Yeah, that's the illegal picture. They weren't happy about that one.
Why not?
Oh, well then, never mind.
No, it doesn't matter now. Just back then when it got posted, there was a.
I don't even see a picture. Did you see a picture?
What picture?
I tell you right now, and none of those guys were ordering a Frappuccino. I'll tell you that. They look.
So now it's considered, bourgeois to ride the rescue unit, the tactical unit. But in my day, we had two, and they were considered, they were considered bum wagons, basically.
Yeah, in my day, yeah.
What do you mean bum wagons? They
the tactical units did your thing. There was two rescue units. So a tactical unit 1, a tactical unit 2. But all the times it was detail or overtime guys. It was basically a bum wagon. The extra guys would go in the back of the thing and they'd drive around and do nothing all day. And then, here we are.
So,
but
it's a tactical unit because, and I don't want to make this about the tags. It'll piss a lot of guys off. But they started the company in 1982 because they were shutting down 2 engine companies. So they decided to save the manpower by taking engines 3 and 6 who were on a chopping block and making them rescue companies. So they didn't have the money to get all the training and all the tools, so they didn't want to call themselves rescues.
Yeah, they couldn't meet certain disciplines to be called rescue, so they ended up with the term tactical unit.
And then once they got all the training, the tools, the new trucks, they just never changed it. So it's still called a TAC.
Yeah.
How many TACs are there?
One.
So there were 2, and in 1994 they closed the tactical unit 2, and now they just have 1.
So what is your? I don't want to call it attack. What is your rescue response to, bro? What?
1992 they closed tactical unit 2.
What are they? How do they respond to all working fires? So what are you doing in the rescue? What attack?
Everything in the city just short of EMS. So every box alarm, every car accident, every gas odor, every working fire, every tech rescue, everything.
So how many runs odor? How many gas odor?
Yeah, the gas call, we got CO or natural gas leaks.
How many runs are you guys going on a year then?
Yeah, the average is 5,000.
Yeah, I'm out on that. I did that for a long time. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Why are you guys going on gas leaks?
It's an insurance policy. If something happens, we're at least on the way. We're there already. That's all.
So you guys are you guys also the only hazmat, or do you have a hazmat there?
No, everyone's trained to hazmat, and the trucks are supposed to be technician level for hazmat. But usually, if they pull out the trailer, if all that shit, we got to get in the suits and whatnot. So,
Ooh.
You know how that goes. It's an 8-hour call, and nobody wants to be there. And
Yeah, Quentin's like this. Yeah, we're hazmat. Yeah, all right.
How do you get there? Is it the captain's pick, or do you have to go to a point system, or
or your father's maybe the big maybe your father.
Hey,
how I got
maybe your father's the head honcho, and you get there. I don't know. I'm just saying.
come on.
Tell him that story. That's great.
Oh, he already knows.
That's great.
there were some political ways to get there, which there was grumblings about. There was, guys that put the work in would usually get picked for that too. They changed the way guys would go there by making everyone a rescue technician. So you had to have the certifications and whatnot. So when they opened up the process, hey, who wants to take the classes? The guys on my group had come to me and cornered me after a job and said, if you don't put your name in the hat for these classes, we're going to cut your fucking balls off. So, yeah, it's a tempting offer. So I guess I'll go.
Do you do scuba? Do you guys do scuba too?
Are you for
You
scuba?
do scuba?
You up on scuba?
Are you for scuba?
You don't make a mast big enough for the Jew hook here. So
Jew hook.
Yikes. Mamma mia.
no scuba.
What's going on over there?
So you took all
funny, you bastard.
What? What?
What do you know from funny, you bastard?
That's not bad.
I have anxiously somebody. So hold on a minute.
I prepped for the night.
Yeah. Good job, Pete.
What did
Oh
he tell
my
his father when we were at the show? He said if he trips and falls, he'll do what? What did he say?
Something with his nose.
Forward, that nose would hit the ground. He'd probably strike oil at that thing.
Oh, you took the old man's joke away, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the last episode. In light of the Kanye West comments yesterday, I'm sure we'll be fine by tomorrow.
We've been canceled. Thank you.
Oh my
So
God.
listen, before I don't want to get too far. I want to get back to Ash, everybody else's career, but I didn't know that you went this far up the chain here. This guy not only went from captain, went to deputy chief. Now you guys don't have battalion chief in between it.
No.
So you went to deputy in 2011, and then went to District 2. Is that where we got the?
That's where I started in District 2.
Right. What was she called again? Of District 2?
Duchess of District 2. She used to ride with me all the time.
Oh, so that's when she became the Duchess of District 2.
The Duchess of District 2.
Does she have a tiara or something? What does she wear? Is there
She used to carry a Halligan hook around with her instead of a what do you call it?
a scepter?
Yeah, she's.
I like the style. I like the style. Yeah.
And then when she started EMS, everyone was like, "Do you know who that is? Don't mess with her. Do you know who that is? Don't mess with
That's
her."
the Duchess, bro.
Hey, what position do you give her on the towel ladder? Like, is she an OV? Like, what's the story? Is she the roof? Giving her the can? What position does she get?
She was the OV usually.
All right, OV. All right.
All right, we'll
Making a
take it.
move.
So after that, let's see, deputy chief, you get assigned to District 1 tour commander. So
Yeah.
what is that? You're in charge of all of.
So we have a geographical area, which is the south end of the city, but I also am in charge of the entire operation of the fire department in the entire city. So I would do overtime, I would do hiring of special events, I would do the count, which is the staffing of the next day. I would take all the calls from the third floor, which is our administration, we call the third floor. I would respond to calls, and I would be the senior chief on scene, responding to calls. I was just basically, I was like the Steve McQueen of this whole operation.
The Steve.
I wouldn't swing from cables, but I was a Steve.
Or maybe you had to get a young guy coming out of the academy over to ladder 6. That came into your lap.
Hey,
that would happen. I don't know. You heard some things. Maybe a guy wants to get the TAC 1. I don't know. Maybe you send him over to TAC 1. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Nah, a little bit.
A little bit.
When you walked into headquarters, did they say shalom? That's what I want to know.
Hey!
What was Quentin? I heard Quentin say something.
I think Quentin's finally loosening up a little bit, bro. I'm feeling him loosening up a little.
So when I was growing up, my favorite things were watching Emergency on TV on Channel 30 at 8 o'clock. And I used to spend time at my grandmother's house on Saturday nights. She used to have, we'd sit down, we'd watch, Emergency. So as I got older, I used to tell her, Grandma, "You're killing me with this shit. I gotta get out of here." She goes, "What's wrong?" I said, "What's wrong? Your TV's black and white. I gotta get the hell out of here."
I need color. I need to see the red. What are you talking about?
2016. I got to get some color.
Oi, in 1974, the movie Towering Inferno came out, and back then they had newspaper clippings of advertisements. So I used to clip all the advertisements and keep them. Then I went to go see the movie Towering Inferno.
Yeah.
Mike O'Halloran swinging from a cable in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
that's from an elevator cable. That's my guy. But if you remember that movie,
that's my guy.
You remember that Balky Engine Company banging around that high-rise fire looking for something to do, and all of a sudden they go, "Hey, we got a bag of dynamite in my pocket. Let's blow it all." That's the job for me.
That's it. I know what I want to do.
That's kind of how Chicago Fire is now, isn't it?
Oh, what does he got? You refilled him?
He's coming back, baby.
Shalom.
Hey.
Shalom, young queen.
That's the deal. I got it.
Quentin's loosening it up.
It only took about, I don't know, 50 shalom for Quentin to loosen up a little bit, but we got him. Oh, what do you got?
Anyway, what else do you want to know?
So I got a question. Since we're on Quentin, let me start with him.
Sure.
So when you first got on, other than your old man, who was somebody that you remember that was kind of like your guy that you kind of followed, whether it was a boss or a senior man? Who was it that took you under their wing wherever you worked?
From growing up, there were a handful of guys, but when I got on there into my new crew at Ladder 6, the best crew, there was one guy who, and this actually struck me because my dad teaches a lot of leadership courses, but one of the things my dad emphasizes is laying out expectations for your crew, and that was a big thing for me. I like taking instruction. I like following orders, and I didn't realize how beneficial it was to hear that, hey, you're working for me. These are the things that I expect of you. Okay, now I have something to work towards. Now I have something that's kind of like a rubric of whether I'm aligned with what this person expects of me or not. And in turn, I can expect things of him. So once that guy laid out expectations for me, it was like, I'll follow you through hell and back. Anything you want, Lou, I got you. And that's kind of been my go-to guy for the last.
Who is that?
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still there.
Throw his name
What's
out.
his name?
I won't name names.
Oh.
You know what? I thought that when you walked into Ladder 6, into Ladder 6, you probably said, listen, I don't know if you know who I am, but my sister, the Duchess, I don't know if you know who my old man is, but I ain't emptying no fucking dishwasher. I ain't doing no fucking sheets.
I got pop time.
I got pop time, and my sister's the Duchess of District 2. So there you go. All right.
I'm sure that's not
I
how
walked in to Ladder 6, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm Shapiro. I know.
I'm Shapiro.
For better or worse."
I'm so sorry, I'm Shapiro.
These two knuckleheads earned the reputation as good Shapiro and bad Shapiro.
Nice. I like that bad
Shapiro.
Now wait, how did Ash earn the reputation as the Hebrew Hammer?
Hey! Hey, you got to play the song, bro, when you put the Hebrew Hammer up there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
But I thought there was also a superhero. Wasn't there a superhero, a super Jew?
Oh yes, this is how you survived. We now know how you survived your
Uberman. Heard that one.
Look at the curls on that guy.
There's a guy.
Did you guys send those, or that Peter?
They sent them.
Oh, sent them. He's got them.
Ash sent them. The father's dying right now. The poor man.
The guys I work with, they got a lot of downtime, so they.
I love it. I love it.
Idle hands.
Where's the spoon?
Where's the spoon?
Where's the spoon?
All I know is poor Jordan's in the background. What the fuck am I doing here?
What am I doing?
Poor woman.
Seriously, on a serious note, did anybody ever have, like an issue with guys, with the Jew stuff getting out of control or any of that shit? Anything
No,
like
we're the
that?
only ones on the job. Who gives a shit?
That's the attitude.
A guy on the job that's Jewish. That's well, his name is.
Well, forget that. So when I first came on,
Jewish.
you know, a little old lady came up to me, and we were someplace at some call, and a little old lady came up to me, and she goes, "Listen, why are you a fireman? You should be a lawyer or a doctor." Hey, who puts the fires out in Israel?
Right.
Yeah, okay. Azoi, Zagazund. And she walked away.
Did you give her the old? Hold on, sorry,
Karen.
Did you give her one of those?
Karen.
Oh my God, that's yeah. I mean, listen, I guess I take it that it's like any other firehouse situation. They bust your balls a little, and you reciprocate and bust their balls back. No.
And then they get mad at you because you crossed the line.
Well, I took a little heat.
Yeah, right.
I took a little heat in the beginning. You know, guys were cute and said some stupid things, but you know, for the most part, it was amusing. And then my brother got hired 2 years later, and he was the consummate ball buster for all things Jewish. And
Who, Scooter?
Scooter, and he was
Scooter.
he would make me cry laughing with the shit that came out of his mouth with the Jewish stuff, and it was hilarious. So I pretty much ended it.
Oh,
He was a fireman the whole time, or he was a
firefighter, and then he got promoted to lieutenant, and he retired as lieutenant.
All right. Where did Scooter
I'm
work?
gonna try and pull a Scooter photo up.
Yeah, it was a lieutenant on Engine 11.
Busy or?
Yeah, fairly busy. He was for a number of years, and then he retired. You know, he did his stretch, and he retired. Then I retired a couple of years after that.
Scooter's still around?
Yeah, he's around. He's a couple towns over.
All right.
Scooting around somewhere. The Scooter.
Yeah, but he was a hell of a firefighter. Firefighter. Yeah.
Now, you guys ever? When did you retire? I have it somewhere here. Hold on.
I retired
2016.
So the day I started, which was June 22nd of 88, I retired on June 22nd of 16. And my last day, that was 28 years. And my last day, Ashley drove me all day. So that's Scooter right there.
Oh, there's the Scoots.
Yeah.
I got a picture of your last tour as well, so I'll pull that up in a minute.
Yeah. So
you guys, it looks like that Quentin got on after you retired. So you guys never worked all three on the same.
So
tour.
Quentin was a cadet when I was still on the job. I got to see him once in a while here and there, but I never really worked with him. But Ashley had been on a while. I got to spend some time with him.
Did you guys ever work the same tour together in the same house or anything, or nothing?
So Ashley would work overtime, and I would see him on the same tour. And then, of course, my last day, he drove me for the whole last day.
Now I work overtime and I catch Ash every once in a while.
And
Saw
now
him last
these
shift,
two guys
actually.
work together.
Gave him the.
You guys, oh, wait a minute. You're allowed to work on the TAC, Quentin?
No. Just in the next best crew, Truck 6.
They see
each other. So you don't actually work on the same rig, you just see each other.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the last day?
That's the last day.
Yeah.
I had that picture taken because there's a picture of him and I from 14 years ago, and then that was his last day on the job.
Yeah, that was my last day of the job.
Oh, I remember that.
Wow.
Tough day.
I'm sure, man. Make that lid a little bigger, Pete. Let me see that lid. That's a nice, shiny Chiefs lid there, bro.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Right here. It's right there.
Where? I don't see it.
It's right here.
He's got, pull it down. Let's see.
$5 falls down.
Yeah, I can't get it off.
Now he's breaking the joint.
Hold on.
You got it. It's right there.
Get the trucky up there. He'll break it.
He'll break this shit down, bro. Quick.
Poor Jordan. She's getting beat
Right
up.
here.
Going on
Poor Jordan.
Oh, look at that thing.
It was
Shiny.
the Capital City prototype. Just Deputy Chief. That's the lid.
That's a Capital City
Yeah.
helmet.
All right, let's
You
talk
guys know how
about
to do it.
Capital City a little bit. Who came up with the Capital City, bro? Who started the Capital City? You or Ash?
Oh, that was me.
He started tinkering with helmets on our dining room table. And the rest is history. That
Is
thing
it
is
a family thing?
All right, moving on. That's it.
Okay.
All right.
Is
So,
Is it
So
a
we
family
won't
thing
plug
or-
your business.
all right, don't worry about no plugs.
So we won't plug your business to thousands and thousands of firefighters.
Moving
No,
on.
Does Quentin work with it, or he doesn't do it?
No, wait, what do you mean by he started tooling around? What do you mean by that?
When I got on a job in 2007, they gave me Hartford still issues leather helmets. It's a court order. They have to give us leather helmets.
Why? Out of curiosity.
Because I think it was in 81 or 82, around there, the city decided we're going to give everybody the Morning Pride fiberglass helmets instead of their leather helmets. And the union balked, and it went to court. And long story short, they had a court order saying that they have to give everybody a leather helmet now in Hartford. So now we still buy leather helmets.
Yeah.
Tradition.
So I started out with the M&M plastic helmet in 88. And in 1992, they issued everybody a brand new leather helmet because of the court order.
That's freaking awesome.
So to this day, they still do it.
So they still do it.
In 2007, when they gave me a helmet, I was used to putting on my father's helmet that fit a certain way, looked a certain way. And when I got mine in 2007, it was like, this thing fits like a piece of shit. So I don't know. I set out to make them fit and look like how they used to be back in the 80s and the 90s. And that progressed into different helmet lines and an actual professional business. And we do the Hartford Hook through Capital City. We do a little bit of training with the New England Fools. If you guys don't know the Fools, I highly recommend them.
Pete, you got a picture of them with the New England Fools.
Yeah. Organization is about giving back. They do.
There you go.
A lot of nonprofit.
Great guys, training. Lots of fun. Really just a great bunch of guys who are just there because they want to be there.
Yeah. And as far as the business goes, we got, some apparel, and it's growing into more than I could ever think it would be. And it's on a national level. We have helmets and tools and almost everything.
So are you actually making the helmet? Are you making the helmet, or are you getting the helmet and then fixing the helmet?
Yeah, people send us their helmets to be worked on, either be
all right.
repaired, restored, make it fit better, look better. And
I don't know if you ever heard about this, but if you advertise on certain shows, as an example, you probably get a few more.
Dude, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like if you found a show that just gears towards firemen, bro. I mean, you could maybe you don't need the business, Pete.
Look at
Jordan's
face.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I'll look them up later.
I hear something. I hear that advertising works.
Quentin's like, what?
Does Quentin do anything, or he wants no part of it?
Quentin is in charge of our Glastonbury facility, Connecticut facility.
So my brother, being the gifted one, who dare I say, he's on the spectrum on some kind of level. Quentin is very artistic.
If you couldn't tell by now,
he's artistically challenged and.
Artistically gifted, autistically challenged.
Yeah. He paints helmets for me. He does a very good job. And then the old man here, he's kind of like a consultant in the back.
So it's a family-run business.
He's the Jew
of
the operation.
My wife works full-time with me. She runs the books and does the emails. And my girl.
I'm just curious. How come you didn't send no pictures of your wife? I'm just asking for a friend. I don't know.
I sent you a picture of her.
You did?
Yeah, the three of us in.
What the hell are you doing, bro?
My daughter, me, and
what do you think he's doing?
Oh, I gotta go now. Let me swap.
So the
over
three of you and your wife
Yep.
run the business, and it's nationwide now. And basically, somebody sends you a beat up old helmet, you fix it. Now, do you do the work yourself? Or you have a whole bunch of people working for you?
I have all Hartford guys working with me. So I have one of our heavy diesel mechanics working with me. It's Pat. One of our deputies, he's my boss on my shift, but I'm his boss when he comes over to my
office. Nice. I like that.
Hey, shut up, get back to work. So
and another thing, Vonnegut.
Yeah.
I never liked you.
I never liked you.
I got him, I got his kid, and the more we expand, I like to keep it just with Hartford guys because we all have the same interests, same problems, same shit at work. So when we come together, it's kind of like a closed shop. And having him and having my brother, we're all Hartford. It's a Hartford-based operation. And my wife was an EMT in Hartford for years too, so she knows the deal.
What's the website?
CapitalCityIndustries.com.
Capital City Industries. I'll put the link in the description. CapitalCityIndustries.com.
Petey's got to put that up in there, bro, for the shameless plug.
We got to find something for Jordan to do. Maybe she could answer the phone and slam it down on people.
She's a mom. She's got enough stuff to do. Leave her alone.
How many kids you have, Jordan?
I have 3. I have a
holy mackerel! What?
a
Three ages.
14-year-old girl, an 8-year-old girl, and a almost 2-year-old little boy.
Oh boy, let's see. What is he gonna do when he gets older?
Guess what we do when I babysit him 4 days a week? Guess what we do all day?
You don't light the kids' toys on fire like that guy did.
Guess what we watch on TV all day?
What? Chicago Fire?
No, that's silliness. You guys.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's my wife.
No.
That's Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
None of what I do would be possible without her.
There you go, man.
So the whole time I'm looking at Jordan, I'm saying to myself, she looks exhausted because she's tired of listening to Cougs, but she has 2 kids. That's the real reason.
Come on.
Oh,
You're hurting my feelings now, bro.
Oh.
He's been hurt.
Just
You know what I wanted to talk about a little bit too?
Yes, sir.
I mean, the credentials just keep flowing in, Ruff, because I don't know if you know this.
Oh, I
that
know.
man right there is a professor. Right, not like the professor on Gilligan's Island, bro. He's like the real deal professor, bro.
What kind of professor?
Oh, let me show you. Let me tell you. Hold on a minute. He's an adjunct professor for fire science and emergency management degree program at the University of New Haven in West Haven. So he's teaching at the university.
Are you really?
Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How often are you doing that?
Every spring semester in January to May, I teach municipal fire administration.
So why don't you make your kids call you a professor?
I don't think Quentin's gotten it. There's no way he could do it.
He could do it, bro.
Hey, professor. So it's a 5-day-a-week gig then? During that
it's
time?
1 day a week gig.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, I drive down there.
Wait, dude. There's more. I got like a whole page of shit.
Oh,
that
wait.
does, right?
There's more.
Oh, wait. There's more. Bro. Not only that,
Free shipping?
adjunct faculty instructor for the Fire Technology Administration degree program at Gateway Community College in New Haven as well. Adjunct instructor for the State of Connecticut Officer of Education and Data Management's Fire Investigative Pre-Certification Program. Reviewer and contributor for Jones and Bartlett Fire Service textbooks. Committee member for NFPA 1710 Career Deployment Paid, and contributor to Fire Engineer Magazine.
Dude.
What else can this guy do, bro? And he's babysitting for Jordan.
All I know
as
is
well.
I felt pretty good about myself like about 20 minutes ago.
Don't worry, it's still me. It's me. It sounds great on paper, but it's still me.
It is.
Holy shit.
He's a good guy, man. This is a genuine family right here, man. I got to tell you. Genuine fire family right here. They don't want to throw it out. Anybody in the audience, we never do this, but in the chat, anybody in the chat have any questions for the Shapiro family?
Shapiro.
Good night, everyone.
Come on, throw it out there. We don't often do this, so I'm going to give you a chance.
And don't be tools. In the audience.
Somebody wants to know if you're also a part-time rabbi. Anybody?
No, but I've been called a part-time rabbi.
You have.
More than one.
I know you were a rabbi to your 2 sons when you got them over the ladder 6, but that's a different kind of rabbi, right?
You're a hell of a moil.
I heard things.
Nice, guys. Nice. All right. Hold on a sec. I got some fire
somebody
photos.
wrote, and grandpa. Yep, and grandpa. Yep.
I got some fire photos if anyone wants to
Throw
see
some
them.
fire photos because they do work.
Yeah, they do work over there. So hold on one sec. Here we go. Let me share this.
Here's my question.
right.
Before we do that, Ash, are you or either one of you guys have any inclination to study like the old man and go up the ranks?
I just took the test actually.
You
So,
did?
Yeah, I wanted to. How do I word this? I wanted to be just like my father growing up. Minus the hair loss and the weight gain.
Holy shit!
Oi, oi!
The plumbing still works. The paint can peel all at once.
I realized real early in the game that I saw him go all the way to chief. Chief isn't really my thing. I really like to be the worker, the guy that's getting the work done, pulling the ceilings and whatnot. And we'll see what happens. I took the test. I feel good about it. But if I stay a driver on the TAC, then yeah, I'll be pretty happy. So
you drive the TAC.
Yeah.
You guys get any specialty pay for being in the
No.
TAC or
No.
What about driving?
I get like an extra $50 a week.
All that. Don't spend it in one place. What about you, Quentin? You
I sometimes flirt with the idea of being an officer because I think with absorbing all the classes I've attended from my dad, I could actually be of use, but I only have 5 years in the job. I really feel like I would want a decade or so before I'm in a leadership position. I want the experience. I want the time. I want to know the ins and outs of the job in the bag before I ever end up considering that decision. Plus, I really like doing a lot of physical work. I like pulling the ceilings. I like searching for the fire. I like all the stuff I'm doing right now. So,
I like that answer, bro. You got some smart kids there. Not everybody could be, get promoted with 5 years like some of us did.
Yeah, so I got made after 5 years. I got lucky. There was another guy who got made with similar time, 5 years, but that was before me. But I got lucky because there was so many guys who had left the job and they dipped down into the list so far that I ended up getting picked up. So, I was lucky.
Well, wait a minute. It had to be more than luck because she went all the way up to assistant chief, right?
That's the first promotion. I mean, I got kind of,
Yeah, but I mean, there's luck, but there's also other stuff involved. Actually, you went up to back to line senior tour commander, but how far is assistant chief?
The assistant chief at the time was the number 2 guy on a job. I answered to the chief of department. I was the second in command administrator, and I did all the administrative stuff for about a year, and it just.
Then you went back. That's why you went back to line.
I really enjoyed being a street boss. I wanted to be a street boss. I wanted to get back out and do the calls and be around the guys and stuff. And that's where I ended up being. I just put myself back in the line and ended up finishing up my career doing calls. Running the calls and being a senior tour commander. And that's where my real interest was. My love, actually, being around the guys is just phenomenal.
So doing all the teaching and doing the work with Capital, I mean, after you retired, does it feel like, because Louie and I talk about this all the time, retiring from the fire department, you lose a big piece of who you are and your identity.
You lose your identity and your image, basically.
Yeah.
You have to figure it out.
Doing this, does it help keep you engaged a little bit?
So when I left, I didn't have anything waiting for me. I didn't have a job waiting for me. I wasn't like, we're going to hire you as the chief. I tested here and there. I took some tests, and I figured, well, this is maybe what I want to do as a chief of department somewhere. But in the end, I'm doing now what I wanted to do, which was I'm doing my own thing in my own time, my own way, with who I want to be with, doing what I want to do, whether it's with Capital or whether it's teaching here or there. I'm doing my own thing. So I always use the metaphor that with my resume that was built up with all the training, education, and experience that I left the job with, the metaphor for me was I had a Ferrari parked in a driveway and I had nowhere to drive it. If you
can that is a great analogy.
I had a Ferrari in a driveway and I had nowhere to go with it. I couldn't drive it anywhere. So what do you do when you come to that crossroad? What do you do? And I thought to myself, well, the only thing logical that I can figure out is build a road, right?
Yeah.
Now I can drive it. I can drive it here. I can drive it there. Wherever I want to drive it, I built the road. So now I can do what I want to do.
Good for you, man. That's
punching the clock. I'm not, worried about this, that, and the other thing. I'm doing what I want to do. So I'm enjoying it. I really am enjoying it. Whether it's here or there, just a little bit here, a little bit there. I'm just having fun.
Whether you get to hang out with the Getting Salty guys at trade shows,
Yeah.
What's the next trade show you do? Because we might have to have you buy us dinner.
What are we doing, Junior?
First off, you never bought a Ferrari because you goddamn cheap. Stuffed around in a
metaphor.
What do you know from funny, you bastard?
You bastard.
Holy shit. The next one we're doing is Virginia Beach. I guess there's a cheap show out there. February.
Virginia Beach? What the hell is that?
Virginia Beach in February?
February.
What the
Somebody
fuck?
just
What shit is that? What?
I'll be back at FDIC in April. Thank you.
Oh, FDIC? We sure to let Capital take us out to dinner then, right, Ruffy?
Yeah, what's the steak place over there?
You take you right to McDonald's.
No, Maine and no, that's something else. I'm sorry, you're right. Maine
I'm forever grateful to Bobby Halton and the fire engineering group that allowed me to come back and do my class one more time at FDIC. So this has been my
Bobby Halton's a great guy, isn't he, man?
This will be my third shot. I'll be back in April.
And what class are you doing out there in April?
It's called Critical Thinking for Fire Officer Development. That's the name of the class.
I wouldn't know anything about that. Talk to Louis about that. I really.
Critical thinking, really, with Coobs.
Critical thinking.
Critical thinking.
Ouch.
Really?
Yeah,
the most critical thinking is I'm thinking right now. It's like, how soon could Pete do the old school tip of the day so I can run and take a piss? That's the critical thinking I'm doing, Rob.
I can do it right now. You're ready for it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh man, Brooke, I had some other questions. I don't know where they went. I have some random stuff written down on my notebook here, like the Hebrew Hammer, Super Jew.
We did that.
We did that already.
We did that.
I got Scooter, the excuse me, Capital Fire.
Scooter.
What else? Anything else you guys want to throw out there before we get to the old school tip of the day?
There's fire stuff. There's the in-house fire stuff. I mean, if you got to take a leak, I'll try to make you piss your pants. You know.
No, I'm fine, bro. I can hold it.
He's a big boy.
Any more fire shots you got in there for fire stories, Pete, that you want to throw in there before we get a couple of fire stories before we do the old school tip of the day?
Listen, I got one. Let's do this one right here because this one looks.
Don't make it too scary because
I don't want to. It looks pretty scary. Hold on. Let's see.
Somebody wake up Jordan back there.
Oh, that's a good job.
That looks like a good
job.
job.
That's another picture of the fire that you just showed where I was standing in front of that building that was burning.
There, Atlantic Street.
Which one?
In the corner of Main and Albany.
This one here.
Yeah, that other one. The one.
So what happened? What was this?
That looks like the Flatiron building, doesn't it?
That's me right there.
Those buildings are always screwed up.
I'm
There's
standing there.
voids in there.
This thing was a vacant. You know, the couple of the local individuals got in there and lit it up, and here we are.
Kaboosh.
Yeah.
And what, you're a chief at this job?
Yeah, that was probably 2015, 2016. Yeah, I was a chief.
Did they towel out of the crap out of it, or did they get in
they
there?
pounded it with the towers, and they went in there and mopped up.
All right, Pete, give me a different firefighter.
Okay. Is this the same one? No, this is different.
It's a different fire. I don't know what that is.
That's Edgewood Street. The city gets a lot of good work. It's contingent on whether the photographer shows up or not. I mean, we got good guys, but I mean, we do get our fair share of work here. So.
All right, how about
now,
this one?
Before you do that, what responds on a let's say a report of a fire?
That job.
Yeah, 4 engines, 2 ladders, the TAC, and then a chief.
The TAC, and then the chief. So you get 4, 2, and a chief. That's pretty. What is this one here, bro? That looks like it's upgraded a little bit. There you go.
That's the companies as they pulled up to the front. So the whole second and third floor were ripping, and then the other pit with the tower on it. We back ladder 3 into the back parking lot and cut the roof on that, figuring what the hell is so bad. I mean, these guys are screaming for water. It's hot as shit, and we didn't realize the front of the building looked like that. So,
oops. Is it a parking lot?
Yeah,
we made a parking lot of it.
Actually, they don't call it a parking lot; they call it a community garden.
Oh, see, yeah, you need a garden. Nice.
Actually, that's right now. The capital of business has a building there right now, bro. The capital. Yeah. I don't know how that happened.
This building keeps burning to the ground. I don't know what's happening over there. That looks like
that one looks
smoke.
like.
Yeah, that was a smoke. Ian Tenney and I cut the roof on that. That was a tough one. So.
The peak roof?
Yep, peak roof.
Why'd you have to start roofing off on cutting the peak
I'm not
roofs,
saying nothing.
bro?
No comment.
Yeah, it's not popular in New York. Yeah, we do our thing though. It's all good.
So when I was a boss, when I was a street boss, the chief used to come up to me at these big fires and say, "Chief, what's your strategy for putting this out?" And I would say, "I'm going to bring it right to the dirt."
And hope the whole block don't go.
Going right to the dirt.
Right to the dirt. Oh,
nice.
Man.
What's that one there? Fire 3. That looks something interesting. Yeah, what is that?
Oh, yeah.
2 down.
Wow. That was a fire I had when I was a captain in Engine 10. There's a couple pictures of that.
See, the old guys put the fires out.
We don't need no steak and towel ladders. Engine 10 went in there and knocked it right down, right?
A couple of funny stories with that. It's going to take some time to tell the stories, but there's a couple of funny stories. The crew members acting foolish with this fire.
Never heard
Go
of
ahead. Go quick. Give me a quick one.
So the firehouse is right around the corner from this. This street is on the corner where the firehouse is. So we round the corner to take the hydrant on the corner, and you can see up the street about 4 or 5 houses. This thing is ripping. You can see it. So we get out to take the hydrant. My hydrant man gets out, and he doesn't close the door to the apparatus. You know, we have 4 doors. Mm-hmm. So we can't go down the street because the door is still open. So I turn around and start screaming at him, close the fucking door. What's the matter with you, Jesus? And he's standing there yelling back at me. This thing is burning. He's yelling back, don't yell at me, man. I don't like it when you yell at me. Meanwhile,
what you're yelling at me?
He's yelling at me. I'm yelling at him. The driver jumps out to slam the door so he could slam the door and proceed. He forgets to throw the brake. Now the rolling down the street.
Oh my
nobody's
God.
driving the thing. You're arguing back in the back, and nobody's. Oh, it's a mess. Long story short, we get down and we stretch down the street. We stretch a line. I had a probie with me. We pull up. I grab the line. He grabs the line. We stretch the line to the driveway, and he dumps a pile of spaghetti in the driveway. And he looks up at this house that's ripping. You could see how it was burned. And he looks at me and he goes, "You want me to go in there?" I'm like, yeah, that's why we're here. So needless to say, I ended up stretching a line up there. I met up with a tack guy, and we ended up putting the fire out ourselves. My probie stayed outside and watched.
And then quit.
And he was after the fire. He was schooled on the ways.
Reprimanded a little bit. Who is Kelly Shapiro in the chat?
That's my wife.
Oh, she wants to know best Firehouse prank. Let's hear it.
I don't know if we should do that.
God.
Yeah, don't tell you.
Yeah, it's okay. That's okay.
Wait, the chief could do it.
They don't have time to play pranks because they have to cook the hot dogs.
They're either drilling.
My favorite is the glitter.
There's so many pranks. Where do I start?
His office was in the same firehouse as where I worked. The TAC was assigned to headquarters, and District 1 was there. So when District 1 would do the overtime, and we would find out if we're working overtime the next day or not. So when the chief would duck out on my shift, we used to sneak into the office and see, hey, are we working? Where are we assigned? And it was an unwritten rule, like, yeah, go ahead, the door's unlocked, but don't do it when I'm here, you know? So my lookout, I told this guy, hey, let me know if the chief is coming back or he's close by. He just took off. So I'm in the office, I'm rummaging through all the paperwork, like, all right, here's the count, like, all right, this guy's working, and then the door opens up across the hall, and it's the chief. And he looks right at me. So I look at him, and I look down, I look at him, like, this isn't my bunk. What am I doing here? Like, I don't know why.
Shit, I got lost.
I walked out. I go to find my guys. Like, what the fuck were you doing? And he said, oh, it's like
we gotta look out at you, bro.
That's pretty funny, man. This isn't mine. Yeah. Oh my God, that's great.
See my bunk?
Yeah,
to see my bunk. He definitely didn't buy that.
Nah. I have to have another show for all the pranks we pulled.
The same guy, he's a great dude, hell of a fireman, but his washer machine and dryer, the dryer broke at home. So he brought all of his wet clothes to work to dry out. So he laid them over the partitions in the bunk room. So they're all wet during the day, figuring they'll dry out for the next time he goes home. So I told my buddy, hey, go into the bunk room and wet his socks like every hour. So every hour on the hour. So the next morning he's bagging up his clothes. His shirt's dry, his pants dry. He puts his socks away. Like, I don't fucking get it. Why the fuck are my socks still?
How about the protein shake you switch for the fucking weekend?
I can't say that. No, there are some.
That never happened.
Nah.
Can't
whatever it was.
Never mind.
There was a
man.
This one of the wives dropped off sugar cookies with pink frosting. So I put one of these cookies in one of the guys I work with in his button-down shirt in the breast pocket, thinking it was cute. Ha, funny. Well, he found it and he put it in my breast pocket button-down shirt when I wasn't looking. But he put another one in the other breast pocket. So when I found my shirt, I took it out thinking, you stupid jackass. I found your prank. Big deal. Ha. I never realized there was another one here. So I brought my clothes home and washed everything. And when I opened up my washing machine, there was a pink slime. Every piece of clothing in there in the wash. I had to take the bucket out of the machine to scrub it down. Like, I can't fucking believe it. He got me.
Got you, bro.
For an entire year. I couldn't let him get the win.
You know, I was just thinking, just quick thing, just reminded me of a prank. I don't even know if I ever said this on the show. I think it was Monday. I had my first pickup truck where the lug nuts were on the truck. It had a cap. So a couple of these idiots, they threw a couple rocks in there and closed the cap, right? So then I was driving home. It was the summer, and I hear this, you know. So I'm like, what the hell is that? You know. So then, as you drive slow, you kind of hear it, but you don't hear it, you know. And then I'm like, that's got to be the CV joint or something. That's like the joint right there, you know. So now I bring it to my brother-in-law, and I get him in the car. He's like, dude, I've never heard, and he's a mechanic. He's like, I've never heard that type of noise before. He's like, you better get that checked out, you know? So I bring it to the mechanic, and sure as shit, he's going to take the tire off. That guy, the guy was an honest guy. He takes the cover off to take the tire off. And there was rocks and a couple of bolts and stuff in there, you know, that was just spinning around in there, making noise the whole time.
We use pennies. We do that all the time.
Oh,
So
do you
yeah,
really? Son of a bitch.
Years ago, we had a guy who used to come around to the firehouse. It was the chief's executive officer or the chief's aide. He drove a black Caprice, and he used to show up at the firehouse, come in to watch him and say, hey, a couple of you guys, go out to my trunk. There's some boots I have to deliver or some this or that. So it was just one or two items. So we'd go out there and we'd empty his trunk for him, you know, and just take all the stuff in the firehouse and separate it and give it to the guys, and then we take his hubcaps off and put rocks in it.
So this is a common thing.
Yeah, and he had the noise, the wheel noise, and he could never figure out what the hell's the matter with my car. He'd take it down to a machine shop and they'd empty out like 20 pounds of rocks.
Son of a bitch.
Hubcaps.
I got two quick ones. I don't know if I ever told these, bro. So I did one with Chief Steve, my brother. So I'm at his house one day at Christmas, right? And this is with my kids. My kids are 21 now. Nicholas takes a giant shit in a diaper, and he's like snickering because the shit's all over the place, right? So I take the diaper, I roll it up, and I put it under his pillow in his house because we had Christmas and it's his house, bro.
What the hell?
Kidding me? What is
I
the matter
swear
with
to
you?
God.
I would kill you, dude. I would fucking kill you.
So like, dude, he must find it like a week later. He comes to the squad, right? And he tells the guy on the watch, I wasn't here. I don't ever say I was here. He takes it and he hides it in my locker. And I'm like, what the fuck is that smell, bro? So
Did he hit it in your locker?
He hit it in my locker. So like a week later, I finally fucking find this shitty moldy diaper. I'm like, that motherfucker, bro. I drive to the fucking division and I take it. You know the fucking jackets that the Chiefs wear, like the BI jackets, bro? I take the shitty diaper and I put it on his inside pocket of his fucking jacket. So he must go to a job or something. He's like, what the fuck is that smell, bro?
That thing had to get worse every
my God.
night, right?
He finally calls me up. He goes, enough with the shitty diaper. All right? Yeah, all right, bro.
What's the matter with you?
What's the matter with you?
You have the picture of the bat in there?
Oh, show the bat, Pete.
Yeah, I got the bat.
So that's a Pearl Street story when we had a deputy there.
Wall Street was our headquarters.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So we had a bat fly into the firehouse earlier that day. That was a different bat. But so we had a bat problem for one day. I don't know why. So I'm sitting in the office with my officer, and I'm sitting right by the door, and this bat flies into the office. And we see it, and this thing dive bombs us like it's trying to bite us. So I got up, turned around, and ran out the door. And my officer tried following through with me, but I grabbed the door and I closed it, and I held it shut as hard as I could. So I'm in the hallway with my foot against the door frame, holding this door shut while this bat is chasing the officer. And all you see through the frosted glass is this guy running back and forth and back. And he's coming to the door, and you can feel it shaking. He's screaming, "Open the fucking door!" Right? And he goes back and forth again. And, oh God! He finally ducks out the back door, and he still sees me holding on to this thing. All that over a bat.
Yeah, bad.
Oh, so listen, guys in the chat, we're not going to go there. The guys in the chat want to know if any of the Shapiros ever got lifted, allegedly. We'll save that for. We'll save that for.
I kind of just discussed this beforehand.
I kind of did.
I'm talking about you.
No, we're not talking about that. Moving on. So, I think it's about that time.
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
Oh, because I got to piss like a racehorse, bro. So.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you guys know we bring you the best part of the show. It's time for the old school tip of the day. Take it away, Shapiro family.
So it's not really a tip. It's more like an observation. I don't know. Take it for what it is. But everybody wants to be old school, but nobody wants to do old school. You know, it's nice to be nostalgic, but nobody wants to actually do the old school stuff. So basically, I mean, when I was a boss, I'm looking for results, not excuses. Get in there and do your job. Get in there and do your job. Don't overthink the obvious. Don't use your fancy terms that they've created, you know, to sell books like flow path and water mapping. What the hell is this? Whatever happened to putting a fucking fire out? Never mind these terms. Other nonsensical stuff. The service has grown a little soft and over-reliant on technology, in my opinion. And you got to get back to the old ways of doing things. I mean, cavemen were putting water on fires, and we still are putting water on fires. So it is what it is. Don't forget where you started. That's, you know, you had help along the way, hopefully, to achieve your goals. Embrace the help, and more importantly, be that help. This is better than any rank, any fame, or any money you could receive, to be able to give back to our job, to give back to what we do. You pass the knowledge down. That's my input. We can get into don't take a left, don't take a right, use the right hand, use the left hand. It's all technical stuff. To me, it's do your job the way you were trained, the way you were shown, and listen to the older guys who've done it for years. And if you want to do old school, then do old school. But don't say you want to do old school and then, you know, cop out because, you know, like Mike Tyson says, everybody wants to be a fighter until they get punched in the face. Everybody has a plan until they get smacked in the face, and it's all over. Don't
be old school and then go fix your man bun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, I got to give you three guys in the back there. You got a good oak there. You know what I mean? That's a good oak.
I was thinking the same thing right there, bro. What about these guys? Anybody got any young school tips of the day?
Junior?
I'll let him go first.
Your input?
My input. Well,
no, wait, descends in quality.
I would say I've always relied on, two things. Whatever, I'll make it one. Take the job seriously, but don't take yourself so seriously. Mm-hmm. I may look serious, but I don't take myself all that seriously. I like to joke around. I like to have my fun. But when the bell hits and it's a legitimate call, it's real. You flip the switch, and it's 110% every time. The job owes you nothing, so give it everything you've got. When you go to work, fires, MVAs, extrications, the whole nine. I mean, you never know what could happen. You take it seriously. You're expected to perform. You're expected to give a result. And when the call is done, it's all over, you got a front seat to the greatest show on earth. So enjoy it for what it is. It doesn't last forever. I remember when I was 19, day one with the other 22 guys I graduated with, 2007. Now we're 15 years in this month, and time is flying. Enjoy it for what it is and have your fun. But take the job seriously, because you never know what could happen.
Yeah.
I like it.
Junior.
A guy on the job will tell me, and I live by this, is keep it simple, stupid. And I tie that in with keep calm. If you lose your calm and panic, you are losing the battle, and you're a detriment to yourself and the people around you. So all this nonchalant demeanor, this lackadaisy, I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to always stay calm, analyze the situation. I could be in a shit show and go, oh, hey, look, this is a shit show. All right, what's our next course of action? So stay calm, keep it simple, one step at a time, go from there.
I like it.
Me?
Yeah.
What'd she say?
Stay in school.
Yeah.
That honestly, that might be the all-time greatest old school tip of the day. That's the go.
I thought she was going to say, "Stay away from the light, little buddy."
Carol Edge, stay away from the light.
That's a good base.
So what I learned from these two, Junior always says, no matter what happened, no matter how bad it was, he would always say, it could be worse. And he always used to say to me, turn the battlefield into a playing field. And that's some great advice.
That's pretty prolific for a young fella there, man.
Into a playing
funny haircut.
Even though he's got a funny haircut.
It's always the weird ones that have the great quotes.
That is true.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Shapiro family, Dad, you did a great job. 3 great kids, man. Honestly, great career from
Got
you.
a lot to be proud of.
You really
Great
do.
news, kids. You're back in the will.
Poor Jordan. God bless her. God bless her. She did.
Jordan, thanks for sitting there and not really falling asleep. We appreciate that.
Poor kid.
Yeah, great job. I had a really good time, man.
She's got more to offer. She's just not delivering.
I understand.
She's a little shy. Maybe she's a little shy.
Did a good job. She did a good job.
Strong silent type.
Yeah, Pete, tell them about. I don't know. Maybe they don't know about the advertising that we offer here. Maybe.
Oh well, you know what will happen is if they email us at gettinsaltyads@gmail.com, I'll give them my spiel. You know, maybe we'll work out a special deal for you guys. I don't know.
Hey,
such a deal
for you. He's one of my people. We'll give him a deal.
What's my price?
Maury's wigs don't come off.
He beat Joe Lewis's ass.
He beat Joe Lewis's ass.
Oi.
All right. Well,
awesome. Jeez,
this has been one of my most enjoyable podcasts, bro. I've laughed all the way through and learned some couple things. And I really enjoy you guys coming on. So now when we go to Indy, the dinner's on Capital Fire. I love it.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Spend some of those shekels. The guy could afford a towel out of, for crying out loud, man.
He can afford a tower. He can't pay the old man, but he can afford it.
Oh.
Hey,
He's got a little alligator on. Look,
You can't reach the pocket. I know.
Oh my God.
Oh man, Petey, what do you got, kid?
What do you know from funny, you bastard?
Yeah,
All right. So, you guys have any shout outs before we get going?
Did I have something? No, I have something else.
I had one. I had a line of duty. Not a line of duty. I can't find it. I will do it on the next show. I can't find it.
Okay. All right. Thursday then. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you know the deal. Listen to us because we are also on audio. And actually, that's how most people like to listen to podcasts, even though we are a video podcast. So find us on all the players. YouTube.com, Gettin Salty Experiences, where you are watching us right now. Hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Guys, Instagram at Salty Dog Inc. is where you will find the saltiest, coolest, old school fire photos in the game. Mr. Ofrano works on that very hard. Find us also on TikTok. Excuse me, man. Oof, I'm got a little. I got a little guest. All right. GettinSaltyApparel.com, guys, is where you will find the coolest firefighter apparel in the game, like this hat right here, or maybe not the t-shirt that you're wearing there, Coobs, but we got a lot of stuff. Oh, the Firehouse Expo t-shirts are on there, and they're on sale, and they're freaking awesome. So check those t-shirts out. Super chat, guys. Thank you.
You know what,
dude? Appreciate it.
The Shapiros bought some t-shirts at the show.
Thank you, Shapiros.
They did.
Okay. Super thanks. We appreciate anyone who is doing our super thanks. That's kind of like YouTube's monthly subscription. Facebook, guys, if you want to check out the Gettin Salty fans page, there's about 50,000 of them strong in there. If you do join, though, there are rules. You know, this isn't a free-for-all, so check out our rules when you do join. Gettin Salty ads again, guys. gettinsaltyads@gmail.com if you want to advertise with the show, especially if you're in the firefighter game. We've got the reach, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the reach. Gettin Salty experience@gmail.com for general questions for the show. And last but not least, Coobs Podcast @gmail.com for all the news show stuff. That's the helmet cam footage, fire photos, hottest old lady contest. Sorry, Jordan, but we do that, and so on and so
your
forth.
kids responding to a playhouse that maybe you lit on fire. I don't know. Maybe we'll show that one.
Exactly. And that is all the news.
I think we might be doing that Thursday. I don't think we have a guest Thursday. Do we, Roof?
I think we do.
This Thursday, not as of yet, but we've got a couple in the works.
Because we got a great cockloss and cocktails coming up. If we don't,
yeah. We're empty this Thursday, but we will do it.
We got 2 people.
What
Yeah,
happened?
absolutely. Go ahead, kid.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to my Capital crew, and then my crew at work: Randy, Heck, Tim, Joe, Adrian, Old Krusty, and my boy Mike DeBella, who's watching on ones tonight. All my ones guys. So that's it. It's real quick.
And I'd like to thank my wife for putting up with my shit for the last 40 years.
Well,
Our shit.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, if any of you guys who don't know what the wives go through, go back. We did a show on the wives. They are the backbone of the fire service, really. So
yeah.
I'll give a shout out to my boy Ty because he's actually watching the show, and I don't know if my crew's watching, but shout out to you fuckers. And
they should be watching.
My word.
Pookie, what do you got?
I'll say hi to my husband, Jeff. I know he's watching at home.
Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff. We love Jeff. All right.
Jeff married up. I don't even know what he looks like. It doesn't even matter.
Good job. Good job, Pookie.
Jeff.
Well, put it this way:
Nice.
she's married to me, except she's got tits and I don't. So
You don't? Wait a minute. Stand up. Maybe you got
Easy
man-
now.
No.
We're sure you got tits.
All right, we're moving on. We're going
it's a
right
lot
into
like they're married to me.
All right, moving
Great
on.
job. Shapiro's. I knew it was going to be a good show. I laughed. My face is hurting. I laughed. Great
a
job.
lot of Jew jokes.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
You can't
A
go
lot of
wrong with
Jew
the
jokes.
You can never go wrong with the Jew jokes, right?
Listen,
Yes,
first
Steve.
of all,
I want to thank
He
Steve
invented
for
comedy.
coming on and blessing the show. Bro.
That's what I was about to say. Shout out to my father-in-law for blessing our show. He actually was nervous. He said, do you think that's blasphemous? He didn't.
I'm
wanna
sure
do
he
it.
was nervous.
He was very nervous.
He is, but God forgives you.
Everybody gets nervous. You know what to expect.
I said it's
Does he
absolutely
forgive you
not.
for everything? That's what everything he forgives you, or
That's funny.
yeah.
I don't know. All I know is that he was very nervous. I said, Dad, we this is a Jewish centric firefighting family. When are you ever going to be able to bless that kind of a show? It's unique. Let's do it. And
We'll work him in some other way, bro, because he's the go-to phone Jew.
He's the HJIC.
Oh, he is the H Jewish in charge, bro. He is.
Yes, the head Jewish guy in charge. Absolutely.
I love it. Yeah.
Anyway, we love him. Thanks, Steve. All right.
We'll come up with something for Thursday night, and that's it. In case you didn't see my kangaroo hand, here it is. There it is. Yep.
All right, Kev. Give it to him.
Guys.
All right, Kev.
All right, Kev.
All right, guys. Till we see you Thursday night. Stay low and go.
Thank you,
All
guys,
right, everybody.
very much.
We'll see you at the big one.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Shapiro, stay here. We'll be talking to you in the back show.
Okay.
Okay. And cheers, everybody.